Hey, this is Joshua Jarvis with AtlantaShortSaleListings.com, and today I wanted to talk to you about how interview questions for an agent. We get a lot of questions, we get a lot of calls about doing a short sale, and a lot of times they may be calling from a HUD counselor, and they just said the HUD counselor said Google short sale agent and see who you get. And so what we thought we'd do is just a little video and talk about the questions that you want to ask your short sale agent. First of all, is how many short sales have you closed? Okay, and represented the seller, not just the buyer, but the seller. Okay, it's a different ball game for the seller, and so you need to know how many short sales they closed representing the seller. Okay, we've done over 100 since over 3.5 years ago, starting back. So that's our number if you're interviewing us. But so number one question: how many short sales have you closed? Number two question is who does your negotiations? And if you watch the videos on AtlantaShortSaleListings.com, you'll find that we don't like third-party negotiators, third-party companies. That's because they don't close your deal. They're not interested, as interested in your closing as maybe I might be or you might be. These third-party companies do a lot of transactions, and so their closing ratio doesn't have to be very high because they're just closing whichever ones make sense for them. And in other states, they may be getting more money than they might get in Georgia. Whatever the reason may be, their closing ratios are really low compared to, say, our closing ratio of 9 out of 10. Our negotiators are in-house. These are people who are trained by me that are touching your file, and I also get involved as well. So you want to make sure that your agent is getting involved or that they have a team that's getting involved. It could be a local attorney too. We have seen used to not like that at all, but we have seen local attorneys get involved with short sales and some good ones, in fact. So we are sort of 50-50 on that one. We'd ask them the same questions. How many short sales have you closed? And why are you specializing in short sales? Might be a good question for the attorney. But in this case, like I said, I'm just talking about agents in particular. So number one question, how many short sales have you closed? Representing the seller. And number two, who does the negotiations? Everything after that is just kind of refining it. So if you were interviewing 3 top short sale agents, it might be, how often have you dealt with a certain company, or but what you're going for is experience. What you don't want is someone who gets a designation and hasn't closed anything yet. So thanks for watching the video. You can check out more at AtlantaShortSaleListings.com or AvoidAtlantaForeclosure.com. Thanks.